At last, my big opportunity to give Square Enix some credit. They're going all in and embracing the mayhem of remake, taking off down that new runway. It's exactly what they should be doing, because if you're a purist, then OG's retelling is unsalvageable from the wreckage of remake. For all those who are still maintaining that the Whisper's effect evaporated into the ether at the end of remake, that everything would now be normal going forward and follow the original game almost beat for beat, my god how wrong you were. But it's okay to be wrong. Square Enix started the trend after all. By now I expect they've got a pretty good idea where they're going with the story. It wouldn't surprise me if they've spent a few too many weeks on YouTube examining the discourse and mining it for ideas too. By now they should have a pretty good plan. So it's okay to be wrong when Square Enix didn't even know what's right. But I'd be remiss to ignore mentioning the fury some fans launched at those of us who pondered the deconstruction and dehydration of one of gaming's greatest plots. We were strongly advised to wait and see, that our concerns were misinformed, and that things will follow the original plot. But 1, we knew that couldn't happen because the clues were already there, and 2, after playing remake, frankly most of us probably didn't even want it to happen. The teaser trailer and title pose questions about Aerith, Zack and Rebirth. Forget the past, move on, get over it, anything goes. The marketing almost reads as Square Enix saying, forgive us our sins and come along for the ride. A kaleidoscopic realm of possibilities awaits. What's your dream ending? You might just get it. Or are you doomed to relive the demise of your favourite characters? What is fact and what is fiction, the trailer asks. Is this the real life or is this just fantasy? Maybe either way, we're in the multiverse of sadness. It wasn't a particularly good trailer, was it? Cloud and Sephiroth walking and an extended shot of Cloud and Zack approaching Midgar didn't exactly make me sit up in my seat. Meanwhile, characters speak sentences implying absolutely anything can happen from here on out. New beginnings, new roads. The trailer at least sets the tone of what's to come, but it wasn't particularly memorable. Factoring in the usual delays for bug fixes and the fact Square Enix will feel big pressure to nail this game and silence the critical half of the fandom, we'll likely see it around April 2024. Square Enix did a smart thing and locked in the story at 3 games, so we should see this out by 2028. Just 5 to 6 more years of this and then we can moan about the trilogy retrospectively. 3 games, the rule of 3, beginning, middle and end. Something for Square Enix to work towards. Walls to confine the madness, and my god they need confines. At least the 3 parts should have some narrative cohesion, as further convoluted as the next 2 games will become. Amit Nomura's comments that he's already working on elements of or considering part 3, at least there is some attempt at narrative through lines going on. Bloody hell, I'm almost sounding positive about this, but no, I'm just happy from a storytelling standpoint that they appear to be going full speed with examining the fallout of the Whispers, and not just sweeping that under the rug. That way, there should no longer be any bullshit confusion in the fanbase about whether this is a remake or a sequel. For those who want to, it's so much easier to compartmentalize this series the further it goes into the bazaar. For a fine dining experience, you'll go to Final Fantasy VII OG. And if you feel like an acid trip on the way home, you'll pick up the sequel trilogy. Or you'll simply choose to ignore that series. So here comes the future, hurtling towards you at breakneck speed. The damage has been done for those who consider it as much. Now let's see Square Enix pull something out of the bag and deliver one of the greatest trilogies in gaming history. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Final Fantasy VII Refund.